What's going on, everybody? This is Joe, and I am back with part 3 of our Magic the Gathering Marvel's Spider-Man Play Booster Box opening. Last week was pretty great, so if you missed it, I will link it for you up in the top right-hand corner. You should definitely go check it out. We also, 2 weeks ago, started this opening. So if you missed that one, you can go check that one out as well. And I encourage you to do so. You can see all the different hits out of this box. We have broken it up into intervals of 6 packs apiece. And so if you missed the description of how we're doing it, there are 3 packs in a row. And so we're going to do 2 rows in each of these videos. We've done 2 already, and here we are, like I said, for the 3rd. We start with an Inner Demons Gangsters. We're also, by the way, talking about, if we're looking at these 6 packs, this is a sealed pool, and we're talking about what type of a deck we would make if we open this. So get ready to let me know in the comments down below by the end of this video what deck you would play, whether you agree with my assessment or have some thoughts of your own. I would love to hear from you. We also have a Daily Bugle Reporters. I like this one. Passenger Ferry. I'm not as big of a fan of this one. Electro's Bolt is very good, even if you're not in the Mayhem deck, but obviously if you can get this done through Mayhem, very, very nice. Spider-Rex Daring Dino is a very scary card that's very difficult to deal with. Love that. Pumpkin Bombardment, another great enabler, actually, for the Mayhem deck. So that's a good combo that kind of stands out already for us. Vibrant Cityscape, very nice card. Helps us splash if we're in splashing a 3rd color or something like that. Very, very nice. We have a Spider-Man No More, very good removal spell. There are ways that you can get kind of screwed over by this a little bit because there is a lot of modification in this set. Can put equipments on things, +1/+1 counters, etc. Obviously, it getting Defender and losing all abilities is rough for your opponent. Just be aware that there are ways of it being abused, especially if you want to put this on a creature that has +1/+1 counters on it. It would be base power and toughness 1/1, but those counters still build it up a little bit higher, and it will still be able to block. So just be aware of that. There are ways of making you pay for having played this, but it's a pretty good spell regardless because it can stop abilities and stuff, which is quite helpful. Madam Web Clairvoyant. First one of these we've seen in the box, I think. This is an interesting card. The art is pretty cool. I like that a lot. And that's what Madam Web looks like, but it really harkens me back to the 90s Spider-Man cartoon. Really, really cool. And that's our first uncommon. We have Spider-Girl, Legacy Hero. Haven't seen her in a while. I played with her at pre-release, and she was very, very good. What a great card. And we have Green Goblin Revenant. Okay, I mean, look, Mayhem definitely standing out so far to me. Very, very nice. The Spider-Girl is also a very good card. I won't deny that, but we've gotten 2 other cards in this pack alone that work very well with Mayhem, and this card is a very good enabler for Mayhem. So behind our first 3 uncommons, we could have another uncommon, a bonus sheet card, a rare, a mythic, etc. So let's see what we've got back here. It is, Jesus, okay. It's a flip mythic in Gwen Stacy. I mean, okay, Gwen, that's incredible. Gwen Stacy 1 and a red for a 2/1. When she enters, exile the top card of your library. You can play that card for as long as you control this creature. And notably, even if you transform her, you will still control her. If she dies and comes back, different instance of the card, so you won't be able to play the first card, but you will be able to re-exile a new one and play that one. But you can then either, when she's on the field, pay 2 blue, red, white, or pay 2 blue, red, white, and cast her from your hand as Ghost Spider. Legendary Spider-Human hero. She has Flying, Vigilance, and Haste, and she is a 4/4. And then whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, put a counter on her. So notably the card that she exiles herself, that's why I mentioned, she is the same entity when she transforms, so you can still cast that exiled card even when she is Ghost Spider. In fact, you probably want to, because then she gets at least 1 counter. And then if you can find other ways of casting things from exile, you can remove 2 counters from her at any other time and exile the top card of your library and play that card this turn. Very interesting. Notably, she is blue and white, so there is a lot of modification in those colors, so that would be pretty decent as well. But also, I mean, just what a great card. What a great mythic. Really, really nice. Obviously, I would want to lean towards these colors in this sealed pool just so we could play this, but if we find that there's a lot more Mayhem cards, we're going to have to forego Ghost Spider to be able to go Mayhem. So I'll keep my eyes open, but this is a very good pickup regardless for like value purposes. I like that we have this Mythic. Behind it, our foil is, a foil uncommon in Prison Break. I have to say, like, the background, yeah, I guess this looks pretty cool in foil. At first I was going to rag on it a bit, but I don't think I have to. It looks pretty cool. And this card is amazing, by the way, obviously. If we're anywhere near black, really, really good. It's got Mayhem as well, so, like, yes. But even without Mayhem, I don't think you need it, personally. I think that you can just, for 5 mana, you still return one of your creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield with a counter on it. Like, really, really good. Our land is a Suburban Sanctuary. Whether we're playing Ghost Spider or whether we're playing Mayhem, even if it's neither, I guess. But regardless, right now, we don't need this card. It's more what I'm getting at. And behind it, we have a robot / food token. Not bad. That was our first pack, though. Okay. Seems insane. Love that for this particular video. Very nice. One of the flip mythics. We have Whoosh. Very nice. If we're playing Ghost Spider, it gets in. If we're playing Mayhem, it doesn't. Stegron the Dinosaur Man. Even if we're playing Mayhem, I don't know if this gets in. Like, there's the 2-mana Hobgoblin, I think it is, that that gets +2/+L whenever you discard a card, and like then this can make something huge as well. So like maybe, and it is a villain, so there's like some incidental like villain benefits as well in black. So again, maybe, but this is probably like a 23rd. I don't love this card, I won't lie. Kapow is a really great card. Of the big hitters we have, we're not really in green, and that's very unfortunate because this is a very good removal spell. We have Venom Evil Unleashed. If we're in the Mayhem deck, it gets in. It's a very good card. Even if you have to discard this because you don't have Mayhem cards to discard, he does have benefits from your graveyard. Plus, he's just an incredible card if you cast him out as a 4/5 Death Touch for 5. Very, very nice. And then if he incidentally dies, you can use his exile effect as well. So great stuff all around. Thwip. I mean, if we're playing Ghost Spider, we're playing this. Great, great card. Lurking Lizards, again, we're not really looking at green, and this one doesn't really pull us in that direction. So a green villain is a little incongruous because the villain's deck is blue and black. The Mayhem deck is red and black. Like, this doesn't really go with either of those, to be honest. Skyward Spider, if we're playing Ghost Spider, it gets in. Great, great card. Venomized Cat. I mean, so this mills, it doesn't discard. Some folks at the pre-release who were new to the set were confused by that, because you would think that if it's a villain that mills you and it's in black, that like that also would count for Mayhem, but it really doesn't. And so don't fall into that trap. I mean, it's still not a bad card, don't get me wrong, but realize that the mill is not really going to help you as much. I mean, notably, we did just get that Prison Break. So we would have ways of getting stuff back, plus like cards like Venom that do things from your graveyard, but like I still wouldn't bank on that. You know what I mean? Like I don't find it that incredible. But if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments down below. Our first uncommon is Molten Man Inferno Incarnate. Now, notably, if we're playing Ghost Spider, even though she's part red, I probably don't play this. If we're playing Mayhem, I probably do play this. I prefer this guy in 2-color as opposed to more than 2-color. And Ghost Spider would be 3 or more, whereas Mayhem will hopefully just be the 2 colors, the red and black. And then this guy has a chance to get really big and scary. So, not bad at all. We have a Prison Break again. Very nice. Okay. Really trying to give Ghost Spider a run for her money is this Mayhem deck, I gotta say. Damn. And our third uncommon is Spider Suit. I don't love this card. It's just fine, I think. Yeah, I'm not really in love with it at all. Which means, so I probably wouldn't play it even though it would go in any deck. Maybe you disagree and let me know why in the comments down below, please. But our rare or mythic, our next card is... it is a rare. It is Spectacular Spider-Man, and if we're playing Ghost Spider, it does get in. I really wish that the costume variants for this card were not like $1 million each, because I really think that like a bombastic Bagman would just be so cool. But that's fine. It's, you know, it probably isn't going to happen because we're not opening, well, it's definitely not happening because we're not opening collector boosters, and I'm probably not going to pay that much for a single. But it's cool to have this card. It actually does very, very good things. So yeah, if we're playing Ghost Spider, this gets in. And if we're doing the Mayhem deck, obviously it does not. But that's a pretty cool rare to have. Behind it, a foil. Yes. And Web Warriors also gets in if we're playing Ghost Spider, because you can play this for the white. And then any benefits you get for having spiders still counts. Very, very nice. I like this one. Obviously, spiders are like a lot more leaning towards green and white, as you can see here. But because this is a hybrid for white or green, we can absolutely play it with Ghost Spider. So really nice. And that foil is cool. Again, any of the cards that have like a bunch of the characters on them, I'm going to really enjoy as a fan of the comics and the characters themselves. So that's really great. So there is a foil Web Warriors uncommon. We have an island, regular island, but with Spider-Man on it. Very nice. And a robot / food token. Okay, pack 3 of 6. We are a third of the way through this one, and we already have some pretty cool stuff, I won't lie. A mythic to start it off is very nice. For the Mayhem deck, we have Scorpion Sting, because it definitely gets in if we're playing black at all. If we're playing Ghost Spider, we get to play Wild Pack Squad. Very good card. Unstable Experiment. If we're playing Ghost Spider, I would play this card. It's very, very good. Taxi Driver, I would not play regardless. Both decks could play red, and neither deck will play this. I just really don't like that card. Subway Train, we're not in green, so no. I'm not playing a 3/1 vehicle. Gallant Citizen can be played for double white. It will be a little tough in the Ghost Spider deck, especially for 3 colors. You got to get double white early on. So I would consider cutting this guy, but I would try to play him because this is a very good card for sure. And then if there's any web slinging, because we have like spiders, this works really well with web slinging. If you can get him tapped somehow, I guess. We have another Vibrant Cityscape, definitely going to help us out in the 3-color deck. I don't think we would play it in the Mayhem deck. I don't think there would be a need. We have a third Prison Break. I feel like after 2, it gets a little dicey. After 3, I don't think I would play more than 3. But I think I would flirt with the third one, especially now that we have 3. I would flirt with the third one, I won't lie. And you let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comments. But that's our first uncommon. We have Flash Thompson, Spider Fan. Again, gets into the Ghost Spider deck, I think. Definitely does not, obviously, get into the Mayhem deck. And Spider Suit, again, another Spider Suit, huh? Still not a fan. Which means, after our 3 uncommons, we have... Oh boy, holy crap. Yes, please. We have Gwenom Remorseless. I mean, you know, which Gwen Stacy is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. Holy crap. It's all about Gwen, huh? All right, well, Gwenom Remorseless. I mean, definitely gotta lean towards the Mayhem deck now, no? Wow. 5 mana, 4/4 Death Touch lifelink. Whenever she attacks, until end of turn, you can look at the top card of your library anytime, and you can play cards from the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, you pay life equal to its mana value rather than its mana cost. So if you haven't played a land yet, right, because you're going to attack with her first, you attack with her, you can play the land on your second main. If it's a land on top. If it's 2 lands on top, you're kind of screwed. But you can otherwise cast spells with your life total from the top of your library for a little while, which is really, really nice. 2 mythics in 1 opening. Love that completely. And again, I'm very much leaning towards the Mayhem deck. And then, by the way, if you really wanted to, you could play just the Gwen Stacy side in the Mayhem deck. So it doesn't mean we couldn't play it. We just probably shouldn't. I don't know that just the Gwen Stacy side is like incredible or anything. I guess we do have the 2 Vibrant Cityscapes, so we could probably like, you know, try to like get her flip ability in there, but I don't know. That's a lot of work. I think we would just be fine with playing this cool black-red deck, because that's kind of where I'm leaning at this point. This is a great, great card. I'm so happy to have open that. In foil, No, we also have a rare radioactive spider. Notably, I love this. I really love this card, but in this opening so far, I don't think we could play it. I think this is the first time that I've ever opened this card where I'm like, nah. And that's surprising to me. I mean, notably, wow, that's very interesting. Okay. Anyway, it's still a very good card. Don't get it twisted. Our foil now is a foil common in Common Crook. Yeah, that's right. It's a pun. Oh, wow. It's also very nice in foil. Very, very nice in foil. I love that. Okay. Yeah, that background's absolutely incredible. I mean, even in the Mayhem deck, I'd probably play this. It makes a treasure, so it could help with Gwenom, or with Gwen Stacy, I suppose. We have a regular planes, but again, Spider-Man in the background of the regular basics. And a robot/food token. We're only halfway through, y'all. Halfway through this video, and we already got 2 mythic Gwen Stacys. Why can I not take the pack out of the box? There we go. Jesus. Okay, well, next we start with, like, all these cool green cards that we're never going to play. We have Guy in the Chair. Not a bad one. Venom's Hunger. Yes, please. Again, I'm very much leaning towards red and black now, and this gets in. Very, very good. We're almost certainly going to control a villain, so there's that. Very nice. City Pigeon. Again, if we're doing Ghost Spider, this gets in, but I don't see it anymore. Beetle Legacy Criminal. Interesting. We're not doing this. We're not doing the villains deck, so we're not doing this card, but that's a very good card for the villains deck, I won't lie. Electro's Bolt gets in. More mayhem. Love it, love it, love it. A Lurking Lizards, no thank you, not for this one. Venomized Cat, again, I would still consider it. A third Vibrant Cityscape. Really could try to splash for Ghost Spider. I don't know why, but we could. Wall Crawl, okay. I mean, we've seen some spiders, but I don't think it pulls us away from our 2 mythics to play green. But it is a good card. And it's our first uncommon. We have Spider Bite Web Warden, which we can't really consider playing right now, but is also a good card. And Wisecrack gets in, no question. Honestly, either deck gets in, right? Even if we were still considering Ghost Spider. What an incredible removal spell. I don't care if they're attacking or not. It's a great way to get rid of a creature. And if they're attacking and you want to deal them 2, that's great. And then our rare, my God, is Mysterio, Master of Illusion. I love this card so much. Super happy that I opened it in this box in general. Because I opened it in this particular opening, it's not ideal. Because I don't think we could abuse it as much as I've been able to abuse it in the past. And I really, really love playing Mysterio and making like 5 3/3s or something insane. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Don't you worry. But I just don't think it's this particular opening worth of Mysterio. Although I love that we got it. What a cool card. Behind Mysterio, our foil is Scout the City. That is a very cool looking foil. That background, very, very nice. Wow. I like that a lot. Very pretty. We have a University Campus. If we're in the Gwen Stacy deck / Ghost Spider deck, it gets in. And we have a Spider / Illusion Villain that we would get from Mysterio. 2 more packs to go. Oh, God. It opened backwards compared to all the others? That's weird. Anyway, ooh, Swarm Being of Bees. Now that is a card that you want for the Mayhem deck. Very nice way to start this one off. A Thwip again. Amazing Acrobatics. Very nice. It's even got Ghost Spider on it. Here is a third version of Spider-Gwen / Gwen Stacy. My God. I mean, whenever she becomes tapped, you can discard a card to draw a card. Yeah, gets into the either deck, to be honest. Guy in the Chair again. Spectacular Tactics, nice. Mechanical Mobster, I'm not a fan of this card, personally. Just not a fan. Scout the City again, not for this opening. Ezekiel Sims' Spider Totem is a very good card. And spoilers, in the last video, I was very excited to have opened this guy. In this one, not as excited, obviously, for obvious reasons. Sudden Strike definitely gets into the Ghost Spider deck. Very good one. And Spider-Mobile. Not a big fan of this one at all. So our next card after our 3 uncommons is yes, the Mayhem deck. A Shadow of the Goblin. You are damn right. At the beginning of your first main phase, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. So every turn you get to enable Mayhem with just this one card alone. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So you just get to ping your opponent every time you cast a Mayhem card. There's the Gwen Stacy thing of casting stuff from exile. That also counts, right? Anywhere other than your hand. So it still works, still pings them for 1. This gets in, and I'm super happy that we're doing this with that we got this during the Mayhem deck portion of the box. That's really, really cool. Our foil, yes, is another damn right. Another swarm being of bees. And for those of you that know my wife Amy, a big fan of bees. So I'm going to have to show her this card because, I mean, she likes that it's a being of bees to begin with, but the fact that we have one in foil too, I mean, it's just, what else could a woman want, Behind Swarm Being of Bees, we have a foil mountain. Why would I say swamp? Regular mountain, but again, with Peter Parker in the background, so / Spider-Man swinging around. So that's pretty great. And we have a treasure / human citizen token. 1 more pack to go in this very cool opening. Very, very cool. And then don't worry, we've got more to come. So stay tuned. We've got an Angry Rabble. I mean, it gets in. We're going to have mana value 4 or greater. So sure, why not? We've got Craven's Cats, not for this particular opening. Venom Evil Unleashed, again, definitely gets in. Good card. Web Up, damn. If we were in Ghost Spider, it gets in, but at this point, we're very, very solidly in the Mayhem deck. Why couldn't I? We've been talking about it for like the last 10 minutes. Mysterio's Phantasm. An Eerie Gravestone, even with this. Like, we could use this because it's part black, but again, it mills. It's like so incongruous with what we're trying to do. I don't personally see it. That's just me. If you disagree, let me know in the comments down below. News Helicopter. I don't think this is a News Helicopter deck, personally. Spider-Man No More, again, unfortunately, we're not really in blue anymore, so we're not really going to be able to use this anymore. Ooh, Sandman's Quicksand 2? Damn right. This is crazy. What a cool Mayhem deck we could make out of this stuff. Sandman's Quicksand, uncommon with Mayhem of 3 and a black, or you could pay 1 black. If its Mayhem cost is paid, all your opponent's creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. If you cast it for 1 black, everything gets -2/-2. Not bad at all. I really like this. That's really great. We have Morbius the Living Vampire. I don't think that this particular opening needs Morbius right now. There is, I think, a world where like splashing blue could be a thing. And I mean, I guess if we're trying to get Gwen Stacy going, but like, I don't know, like if we don't have enough Mayhem, which we really should, then we could probably just make like a Grixis deck with like a light white splash for Gwen, where we do some villain shenanigans along with the Mayheming, so that you can like discard these villains if you don't have any Mayhem cards, and then use their, from the graveyard effects later on. So I would have to see, like, when I was deck building, if I needed extra cards, and if I did, then I would start leaning towards a blue splash. We also have Mysterio to help us out with all the extra villains that we'd be adding in. So, again, I would consider it, but I think I'm going to first try to do solid black-red and not try to muddy the waters too much with, like, villain stuff on top of it. And then we'll see where we go from there. And Rhino Barreling Brute. So this is very cool. I mean, it's not for this deck because we're definitely not in green. And we're not splashing double green. We've talked about the things that we would try to splash, but still, this is a cool card. We're not going to play it though. Behind it, our next card is... There's something good back there, and I'm trying to hide it. We have a rare in Urban Retreat. I mean, it's the 3 colors that we're not if we're in the Mayhem deck. It is white or blue, if we tried to do Gwen Stacy, but I don't think we could put a land in. I don't see it. Yeah, unfortunately. So, like I said, I think I would rather try to lean just solid red and black and not try to muddy the waters too much. So this probably doesn't get in for that reason, but also really nice to have opened one of these in this box. I'm a big fan of this card. It's very good. We have something crazy back here, and I don't know what it is, and I really want to know. So let's check it out. Ooh, okay. It is an alt art foil Mary Jane Watson. Very cool. Okay. I mean, like, I don't know if this is like the big head out of the box or whatever, but it's pretty fun. Pretty nice. Okay. I like that quite a bit. Behind Mary Jane Watson in foil, really cool, we have another university campus. We already opened one of these in this video. And a treasure / human citizen. I mean, y'all, this is all about the ladies in this one, huh? Foil Mary Jane Watson, Gwenom, and Gwen Stacy / Ghost Spider. I can't really, okay. Maybe if I put him towards the back here and like, is that a better way of showing it off, or is it still glary as hell? No, that's pretty good, right? You can kind of see that. Gwen's hiding a little bit here. She's so shy. That's so stupid. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, and you can really see that foil on Mary Jane. Very cool. Hey, everybody, I really hope you enjoyed. This is nuts. The best opening we've had so far from the box, I think, is getting these 3 incredible cards, among the other amazing things that we got, by the way. And I really do think that the Mayhem deck will really shine from this particular opening, if we were to make that deck. But like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Maybe you're like, Joe, look, you're like really overlooking all the villains, or there were a lot of good green cards that you opened and stuff like that. Maybe you do think I should go Ghost Spider, especially now that we have Mary Jane Watson and we just like lean into spiders and maybe, you know, whatever we've got to do there. Like I said, any and all thoughts down in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Thank you all so very much for watching. As always, I really hope everybody enjoyed. Please don't forget to check out all the links down in the description box below. If you want to hear more from us, please don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. You'll get notifications whenever any of our videos come out, including the rest of this box in the coming weeks. You got to see what else we get. Because like I said, is that Mary Jane Watson the big hit, or is there something else in there? I suspect there's more. I really do. I really want there to be more as well, I guess. It serves me, but still, we'd love to have you join us. Don't forget that we are live every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern here on this channel, playing some MTG Arena. If you want to see us play this set, but looking slightly different in Through the Omen Paths, you can every Monday, like I said. And we'd love to have you live here. We also have links to our other 2 channels down below, Video Games for All and Gluten Free for All. Please don't forget to sub and ring the bells there also. You can also like and share here on YouTube. That's a really great way to support us. We really appreciate that support. And then if you are looking for ways to support us financially, you can consider supporting us on Patreon. That link is down in the description box below. And then either way, for free, you can come join our community Discord. Links down in the description box below. We would love to have you. But for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I have been Joe, and as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody!